This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Here we go again. Racism in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and this one's a little bit delayed. Back on February 13th, Arundel High played Severna Park High School, and apparently during the game, one of the Severna Park players went into an Arundel High School player and called him the N-word. This was reported to the school, and they kept it kind of quiet for a while. They said they started an investigation, and the Anne Arundel County Police said they even investigated it and decided not to bring any charges. And on September 19th, which is almost a week after the incident, the principal of Arundel High sent out a letter only to the football families, not to the general school population. Now, that incident has come out into the public, and the school is saying that they are still investigating it, and according to Bob Moser, who's the spokesperson for the school district, said, "We will take appropriate action with regard to any student found to have engaged in any such activity." And this incident was a topic on last night's discussion at Arundel High on the education gap that we have here in Anne Arundel County. When will people understand that it is never appropriate? Just don't do it. Speaking of schools, a new study out of Salisbury University. This is an analysis by the Business Economic and Community Outreach Network. They say that starting school after Labor Day is actually good for Maryland's economy to the tune of $115 million. The university's analysis found that a total economic impact of close to $58 million for 6 extra days of summer, rising to $115 million for 12 additional days, and that all depends on when Labor Day falls in the calendar. The study said that the economic benefit comes from the added spending at Maryland tourism destinations as well as additional summer employment for Maryland students. Now, you'll all remember back in March, the General Assembly voted to override the governor's executive order and allow the schools to choose their own start dates. And while Anne Arundel County started after Labor Day this year, it was a little bit too late to make the change, and there is no word on what they will do going forward, but Anne Arundel County was pretty vocal in their opposition to starting after Labor Day when the governor signed that executive order. Hey, on Friday, we had a climate strike, and a lot of students skipped out of school and marched down Main Street to City Dock, had a die-in representing the number of years left that the planet has to survive. And the Capitol had a very good letter to the editor from Earl Quant about this. And he said, in part, "The burning of fossil fuels has provided all humanity with the unparalleled growth in wealth and standard of living over the past 200 years. Unhappily, along with this unbelievable prosperity, there is a rise in trace atmospheric gas, carbon dioxide, which can insulate the earth and cause global warming. Do not blame the energy industry. Blame humanity for its insatiable demand for prosperity through cheap energy. What to do? My old boss at the North Severn Navy Lab was fond of saying that the engineer makes practical use of what the scientist finds. So for those concerned about climate change, I suggest they become the best energy engineers they can be. Well trained in STEM, our youth and even theirs have time to change the world into a society that is both cool and prosperous." I think that's a really solid way of looking at it. He's not denying climate change. He's offering a way to maybe offset it. Yesterday, the Baltimore Business Journal had a neat listicle. It was the 25 most expensive private schools in the greater Baltimore area, and of course, Anne Arundel County was represented. The most expensive school in the area was St. Timothy's School out of Stevenson, Maryland, with a tuition of $33,900. Now, mind you, this is just a day school tuition. This is not a boarding school. Falling in the middle of the pack, we had the Key School at number 14 with a tuition of $29,200. Right behind them in number 15 was Severn School in Severna Park with a tuition of $27,780. And coming in last at number 25 was St. Anne's Day School of Annapolis, right on Arundel on the Bay Road down here in Annapolis, with a tuition of $19,995. And what I did is I did some math. I took the number of students times the tuition and came up with a total number for the 25 schools, and that number is staggering. Tuition for all of the students enrolled in all of those 25 schools is $420,559,440 per year. Nearly $500 million per year on private schools in the area. Wow. All right, that does it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Give a click on that first link in the show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. And if you are someplace that you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. That's how we grow. If you missed our Legacy Business series on Saturday with Pip's Hot Dogs, I recommend you take a listen to that. And also head on over to the Maryland Crabs podcast and listen to the podcast that we did with Larry Bradshaw, who is the CEO of the National Lutheran Communities and Services, which is the developer behind Crystal Springs / the Village at Providence Point. All right, that is it. Hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up in just 1 minute.
September 28th, the second annual Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, food, and arts festival presented by the Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. There's music all day starring the Groove Spot Band, along with the Naptown Brass Band and Vertigo Red. Watch the Plein Air Painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. That's TWISTANDSTOUT.org. September 28th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, noon till 6. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, September 24th. Yesterday was a warm one with high temps well above average for the first day of fall across the Annapolis region. But today will be noticeably nicer with highs in the 78 to 84 degree range for all of Anne Arundel County. More of the same tomorrow with tons of sunshine and highs again near 80 degrees before temps warm again for the end of the work week with more sunshine both Thursday and Friday and highs in the 82 to 88 degree range each day. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
When a ring from the United States Naval Academy comes into Zacharys for a center stone, it always makes us wonder, where's this one going? Where's this one been? A nuclear sub in the North Atlantic, a carrier deck in the South Pacific. The moon? 52 astronauts are Academy graduates, from Iwo Jima to Okinawa, Corregidor to the Coral Sea, Midway to the Persian Gulf, Congress to the White House. These rings go where America goes. 73 that went to war were awarded the Medal of Honor. But wherever they go, wherever they may serve, our admiration goes with them.
Zacharys. Online at ZacharysJewelers.com. More than a jewelry store, a jeweler.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.